Mississippi's third annual Unleash Mississippi event. We're talking about the three major policy areas that Empower focuses on. That would be education freedom, also known as school choice, common sense criminal justice reform, and also work, which really just encompasses the myriad of economic policies that allow people to work in dignity, earn a good living, and grow our economy. But joining us now is Leah Ferretti and Allison Talley. We will describe them as ESA moms. ESA, of course, stands for Education Scholarship Account. Leah, Allison, thanks for joining MidDays. Good to see y'all.
Thank you. Good to see you as well.
All right, so Allison, I know some about Leah. I've known her for a while, and she's been a great advocate and spokesperson for education choice and Empower in particular. Tell us about your background and your connection to education scholarship accounts.
I will be glad to. I live here in Jackson. I've been here my whole life, and I have a 16-year-old who has Down syndrome. And when she was about in the third grade, about 2015, when this program was first introduced, my college roommate, one of my best friends, was actually working at the legislature, and she still does. And when she found out about it, and she knew how important education is to me personally. I'm from a family of educators, so it's always been on top of my agenda to make sure that you are meeting your potential through education, and you're doing everything you can to constantly be learning. So she kept me in on this, and we were able to get in really, really early. And I keep telling people, I think we were one of the first families because I had so much knowledge going into it. And then 3 years ago, after the 5-year, we got really, really active through Empower to get this thing re-upped because it was so successful for me and for our family and for the other families that we knew that were in it as well. And it was important to make sure people knew about it, knew how to get it, knew how to prepare for it, because there is some prep. You can't just say the day before the deadline that I want to be on it. You have to know what to do. So educating people, other families, was very important, and we just got this school year, we're back on it again. So we have been on it constantly the whole time since 2015, and it's been very important to us because we are in a private school, and private school is expensive. I think you both know that.
Yep.
And to defray those costs is incredibly important to our family to be able to give her that education that is customized for her, a small classroom with a teacher who has the background, who cares, and can help get her through. She's a 10th grader and will graduate with her class with her peers in 2 years.
So prior to that, Allison, was your daughter in a public school where they did not have the specialized instruction for the Down syndrome?
No, we have always sacrificed and worked and did whatever it took to get her into a school that could take care of her special needs. So we've always been in private school.
Okay.
So this ESA has allowed us to, well, for one, to do things like this. I can come in and talk.
Sure.
And my husband as well. It's taken a big burden off of us. And like I said, it's only a dent in tuition.
Yeah. Right, and that's the point we made earlier in the program, that the amount that's allocated is equal to the amount that's going to the public school in your district. It's not that it is covering the entire cost of the tuition in a setting where you do get the proper instruction. But there, as you know, Leah, there are a lot of districts that don't have this specialized instruction. Special needs teachers and so forth. I think is actually what they call them. And so parents are kind of locked into those schools and those districts, and their child is not getting the customized, the tailored education.
Yes. And talking about defraying the cost of private school, you're also defraying the cost of private therapies.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, especially for learning disabilities, insurance doesn't cover the therapies that children need, especially for dyslexia. And the ESA defrays that cost. It cuts down. It helps families, just kind of lighten it up on their backs a little bit. Yeah. I know, we have 3 dyslexic children, and 2 out of our 3 were eligible for ESA. Unfortunately, my third one, we were already in a private school, so she did not qualify because she did not meet that stipulation of having an IEP. And I had already learned, through the other 2 by trial and error, you know what, we're not going to do that with you, sister. So, we did what we could to keep her in private school and have those private therapies. And, we're very fortunate that we were able to do that because of the ESA, and in that season in life, and that's what we needed. Now, we have been in private school, we've done private therapies, and we have just moved to Madison, where we are in Madison County Schools now, and not everyone can up and move like that.
Right.
We've been working, for the past 10 years to try to get to a better public school, and here we are, and we're very fortunate, and we're extremely happy because Madison does have the resources.
Right.
But not every school district has those resources to meet the needs of every student.
And that's essentially at the heart of the idea and the concept is to help the student find the setting that can deal with their specialized situation. All schools don't have that. They don't have all those assets. They don't have all those resources. And if it means that the student needs to attend a different school for that purpose, and sometimes that's private school, well, then they can at least get some of that cost covered by just having the money that's already allocated to them by the state government to the school to which they are assigned based on their residence, their address. It just essentially stays with them.
Yes.
It follows them to the best setting. That's the idea.
Yeah, and and Allison knows, is explaining to parents and other people how this works. It's the accountability is on the parents. So we pay out of pocket for all these expenses, and we have to submit quarterly reports to be reimbursed for that small amount of money that we have paid out of pocket.
Right.
And that money is already allocated to our children, and we're not really getting the full amount that we need to be able to help our child. So I think that there's a lot of misconceptions out there, especially during election year. That's already my child's money. That's not the school district's money. That is the money on my child. And there's so many, restrictions and policy that you have to follow up with, because you can't just go spend this money willy-nilly.
Yeah.
It has to go to tuition. It has to go to therapies. Anything dealing with that, and they audit us every quarter.
Right.
So it's not like we can just go on a vacation with this money.
And Mississippi has a similar program, ESAs, for dyslexia.
Yes.
That is a big problem, and that can certainly hinder a child's education and progress through the educational process. And in the same situation, all schools don't have the assets, the resources, the specialized instruction to deal with dyslexia. And so what this scholarship allows them to do is, again, the money follows them to the setting where they can help them with that.
Instead of just letting them die on the vine
Which is what
and not
happens
getting
in the
it.
classroom.
Yeah.
Well,
and teachers will tell you that. They just almost have to ignore it so they can keep everybody else on track.
Well, and I'll also say, you're talking about therapies, and our biggest problem is communication. With Down syndrome, one of the delays is speech and language, and people are now, with the rising cost of health care, people are having to make decisions on, do I get speech therapy or it's a terrible, or pay gas. I mean, the triple prices that we're seeing now. And, we were talking about in Madison schools, and I'm really so happy you're here to have another mom friend here to, talk to.
Yeah.
That was not, and we love the Madison. We're in the Madison School District, but I could not even sleep at night thinking, with a classroom that size, with a child that can't tell me what happened during the day when she gets home at night. Mothers should not have to make that decision. Do I just risk it and hope nothing happens?
And understanding that each of our children have needs, and they're different needs.
Every child's different.
Just because this setting works for your child, it may not work for mine.
Yeah. So a couple of minutes left. Leah, I know you have been involved with the program for some time, and again, you've been a strong advocate for it. When we have the big school choice day at the Capitol, and we get to meet so many of the families that have enjoyed charter schools and the education scholarship accounts, what do you hear, real quick?
Nothing but happiness. 100% happiness and grateful and thankful that our state we have some option, but we need more options.
Yeah. Allison?
The same thing. We've been at the bottom of so many lists, and I've been here my whole life, and I've seen us the number 29, 39, 49, 51, even some of the outliers.
Sure.
But just to be on the cutting edge of this has made me very proud, and it's something. And I see people in my business move to Mississippi, and I can't wait to tell them this is one of the reasons you should move here, because we are on the rise with this, and and we'll talk about it, I'm sure, in a little bit, but I want this to, I'm not going to be happy until everybody has a chance to be on this.
Absolutely. I'll just add this to the discussion, just having personally attended and seen you there as well at the big school choice rallies. I've had mothers that have hugged my neck and cried.
Oh yeah, I mean, like it just
happiness.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
And it's so rewarding. That's why we do this. That's what it's all about. We appreciate it, ladies, for coming on and talking to us about the value of education scholarship accounts. We've gotten a lot done. We got a lot more to do. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Gerard.
Appreciate it. We're coming right back with more.